practitioners. This segment is all about, to my friends on Facebook, why nurse practitioners love nutraMetrix. We have found, when we look at our nutraMetrix sales, we have more sales that come from a smaller percentage of practitioners. And the practitioners, a lot of our folks in the traditional medical space, although they are sometimes harder to get some access to, where a lot more primary care practitioners, physicians, nurse practitioners are now working for hospitals and hospital systems, whether it's doctors or nurse practitioners or PAs. We do find, though, that once they do embrace nutraMetrix, they do generate a lot of sales. They do love it. And so I want to just hear from 3 of our nurse practitioners. We'll just start really quick with who they are, where they practice, where their practice is located, and a little bit about that practice. And then we'll come back around and say, why nutraMetrix? And why are you not just telling patients about nutraMetrix, but why are you telling other nurse practitioners about nutraMetrix? So you guys can just start with your name and practice.
My name is Tina Rose. I am a women's healthcare
Yes.
I'm a women's healthcare nurse practitioner in Attleboro, Massachusetts. I've been a nurse practitioner for 30 years and have worked in public clinics, private practices, and now I own my own practice, and where I can focus on wellness.
I am Julie Lansing. I am a family nurse practitioner in Bismarck, North Dakota. Let's see, my journey's been over the last 8 years, where when I opened my business, I was not a nutraMetrix health provider. I wanted nothing to do with nutraMetrix nor with wellness because I work in emergency medicine, and I literally in my brain was like, what does wellness have to do with medicine? I know, right? And however, my journey drastically changed when I took TLS and started OPC. And it's like, wow, I learned something I knew nothing about. 3 years later, I left my job because I couldn't educate people on what to eat and on antioxidant health. So now I'm in private practice. I own Step Wellness in Bismarck, and I teach people to be healthy.
Hi, I'm Lisa Watkins. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner from Bismarck, North Dakota. My practice originally started. Is this one right?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Oh, that's better. And so my practice originally was very conventional, so I was writing prescriptions and treating mental health with pharmaceuticals. And I was introduced to nutraMetrix like by Julie and started learning more and more about a natural way to approach mental health. And so now I'm doing that for the last 5 years.
Do you want to talk then about why nutraMetrix and why you tell other new practitioners about it?
So when I opened my practice 8 years ago, I wasn't in nutraMetrix either, and I'm not one of the people that got introduced to nutraMetrix from the products. I got introduced as a way to improve the income in my practice because I wasn't surviving, and my physician collaborator introduced me to nutraMetrix, and I thought of it as a way to improve the financial status of my practice until I tried the products. And when I realized that I was able to lose weight, 22 pounds, and improve the health of my family and myself, I was hooked. And then the sales just flew off the shelves once I had been committed to what it did for me and my family.
Why do you tell other health practitioners?
I love to share the nutraMetrix opportunity with other nurse practitioners around the country, 18, and I do that because I saw what it did, not just for me, but for my patients, and it increased my patient caseload tremendously, which allowed me to stay in business because word got out that Tina was going to care about their wellness and help them get better without medications. And the products just sold themselves and word spread. And now I have a thriving weight loss program, medically supervised, and word of mouth. And I work with other nurse practitioners in Facebook groups. They all want to know how I've implemented and what I've implemented in my practice. Everybody reaches out to me on a regular basis, and I just share the opportunity.
What do you like about it in your practice? What do you tell others?
nutraMetrix for me has just drastically changed my whole life, my whole health, my medical practice, my family's health, their wellness. So it's literally has become a part of my life. I had to take that step because I felt that I was given the education, we were given the opportunity to learn something to help educate others on their options. So that has been a huge thing for me, is having people know their options. Because most people don't know their options, and I didn't, even though, as I frequently say, I had over $60,000 in student loans when I started my Market America business. And I was very good at writing prescriptions. But literally with the education that we have and the tools, we can change more lives without a prescription pad than I ever did with my script pad. And so it really started with me. If it not had been for my own journey of changing my own health with an antioxidant, and I never knew what an antioxidant was, I don't think this journey would have happened. I had to be broken for me to be able to fix it with tools I didn't have. And so I really knew nothing about the business when I opened the business. I just knew OPC and TLS changed my life. And whatever came along with that, I'm open to learn. That's what I knew. And so now, moving forward though, over the last 8 years, the financial aspect has drastically changed my options as a practitioner, which will be, it doesn't matter what role you're in, it's going to change your options, because the information and the education of nutraMetrix and the financial aspect allowed me to leave my practice, or leave the hospital, leave my clinic job and work in private practice. And that education and income has allowed me to stay in private practice despite all the changes with insurance, with healthcare, the reimbursements, everything like that. So I have like a kind of a twofold aspect when I'm sharing information with other health providers. One is they have options to share with their patients that we don't learn in school. And so that's a whole other like doctorate degree on top of everything else we have of education of wellness that we don't have. The other aspect is a lot of nurse practitioners, PAs, we are looking at private practice because we have education and information we want to share. But it is extremely difficult to be in private practice and make it financially with all the cutbacks and everything. This is a whole additional side of revenue that allows all of us to stay in private practice. So I'm very passionate on both of those, sharing both aspects of what we have with other health providers, clinics, hospitals, nurse practitioners, everybody. Because they're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat no matter where we're at.
When I first started too, like I'm in mental health, and so spreading the word about mental health and nutraceuticals it's fun. I've got Val Myers, and we've got Renee, and there's a lot of other mental health practitioners that have linked arms with me, and we're literally changing lives. When you get people off of these horrible antipsychotics and antidepressants, their lives change. And there's so much that you can do with just TLS, just teaching TLS, and helping people to change the foods that they're putting in their bodies will literally change their mental health, their energy, even psychosis, headaches, fatigue, and all of that will literally go away with just food. And I tell people I think about half of the people that you just start a TLS lifestyle will literally notice the difference. And they literally don't come back and see me. I see them maybe 2 or 3 times in my clinic and they don't need me anymore. Conventional psychiatry leads us to where we have a patient till they die. Like, I'll write this script for you until you die. There's no other way out. That's what they teach us. And I was like, this is terrible. So it feels really good when you know better to do better, which is let me teach you how to eat. Let me empower you to change your own life. That's really fantastic. So when I talk to MPs, my preference is mental health, but I've got some other nurse practitioners, and it's the revenue is amazing too. And so I've been able to stay in my practice, which is a very small practice. I work 1 day a week. I maybe see 8 patients a week. Teach a TLS class during the week, and it's enough, right? And it feels good.
Couldn't do that in anything else.
I see 8 patients a week. Like, that's awesome, right? Yeah, that is a soundbite right there. I know, I love it. That's amazing. And so I just have one final question. I'm actually going to start with Lisa, and then I'm going to have Tina end because I really want her to talk about the annual convention. But I just want to make a point to all of you that working with practitioners and exposing them to the products so they're a product of the product is a very important part of the process, which is why in our next challenge for nutraMetrix, one of the challenge criteria is to sell 5 bundles to a health professional prospect, because I want you to understand that's part of the process. But the other end of it is education. And not all people have the luxury of a lot of time in the week like Lisa does. So you guys have to go back to a time when you were a little bit busier, right? Because we have a lot of education, but we really try to give it to our practitioners in bite-sized chunks with our education system. I was just hoping each of you could just take a moment, and then Tina will end and hopefully just talk about your role with our annual convention. But just to let us know, how has the nutraMetrix educational system, allowed you to do what you're doing where your traditional medical schooling did not?
That's an easy question. We got nothing. So as a nurse practitioner and most physicians as well, we don't get we get zero education on one, nutrition, and two, any kind of supplementation. Like there's no thought process about how magnesium can help someone with a mood disorder or with anxiety. Like it doesn't even come up. They go right to, benzos. So learning about different products, what can magnesium do, what can vitamins do, what can food do, literally just to start with the TLS program, makes a huge difference. And it was pivotal for me when I first started because I was pretty cemented in convention, pretty kind of sassy about what I do and what prescriptions people needed. And it took a bit to help me to turn that corner that there was another option. And once I learned that, it was awesome. And most of the education came, at least the enlightenment came from the nutraMetrix in terms of learning that that's an option. And then kind of dug into functional medicine and learned a lot more about the nutraMetrix education has been amazing.
You were sassy. I was sassy too. Very sassy in emergency medicine because I knew everything. I can't even put into words almost like what the education that we have with nutraMetrix and with Market America. It can be whether it's a nutraMetrix training or a general product training, or you guys just the TLS Success Journal has more information than we had in our tens of thousands of dollars of school that we had. I literally feel like I have like a whole other degree on top of what I learned in school. I'll never forget that when I was initially introduced to OPC, because in my brain I was like, well, I've never heard of that. How good can it be? Because it's not prescription. I've never heard of Pycnogenol. And it's like a prescription in 11 countries, Dr. D said. Well, it's just amazing what we didn't know and what options it has given us. So any training you can get to is good. I don't care if it's a small general product training, to the nutraMetrix trainings, to literally the breakouts here. The information that we get on a daily basis with nutraMetrix and Market America information or TLS information is far above any health provider that you're going to go visit. Because genes, oh my god, gene snip's a whole other one. Exactly. That's like a whole other one on steroids. It's so much more than we get. So I would definitely go to the to any of the trainings at all. And the fact that you can get continuing education is another huge one, because I would have never known that I could get continuing education to teach someone to be healthy. And that's the kind of education we go to. And we have so much fun.
I just want to say one more thing. As she was talking, I thought, the one thing that has been awesome with nutraMetrix is the support that you get, because when I started making the shift from convention to wellness, it was met with so much resistance. I was a crazy person. I had contracts that were being declined, and because my approach was, let's change your food, let's get this little old person up to walk instead of shooting them up with another medication. And so it's met with so much resistance that you feel like you're out there by yourself. This is amazing because you get support and realize that you really are a crazy person, that this is really the right way. So it's just that networking is awesome.
Because I agree, emergency medicine, I felt the exact same way, because I think a lot of people think that because we're health providers, everybody just agrees with us and thinks that we are, like that. No, sometimes our own coworkers will be our biggest enemies, if you want to call it that. The colleagues that I had necessarily did not support my wellness journey, because you're supposed to write a prescription. And so it was amazing when I started coming to conventions. It really was in 2014 with the health provider at the gala. I just realized the surrounding people we have around us, the support, the education, just like you are on the right path. And so we are definitely changing lives by using each other together to support each other through the journey.
And I just can tag back on what they both said. As nurse practitioners, we have to get our continuing education. We have to continue learning, but we've always been learning in the traditional medical model, and there was no education models for wellness. And I think it's a rising movement now, and we're seeing more of it. I'm seeing it more in some of our nurse practitioner group trainings now, not even just the nutraMetrix, where there is a focus on wellness. Functional medicine is a big lifestyle medicine, big push now, and more consumers, that's what they're looking for. So we need to be out there, and we need to educate our colleagues. And that education provided by nutraMetrix and the trainings allows us to work with our colleagues and show them that this is a professional organization with physicians, with nurse practitioners, with psychotherapists, all chiropractors, functional medicine, lifestyle medicine, all aspects. And there's room for everyone, and we need to work together. I think we're all taught that. We need to collaborate in our care. So yes, there is room for traditional medicine, but there isn't a drug for everything. And every symptom we have, everybody wants to say, well, there's a prescription for that, instead of looking at what in our lives caused that. Kind of like Lauren said this morning, like we need to look inward. How did I cause that? Or what can I do to change that, rather than asking, what can you do for me? What can you give me? So the trainings for nutraMetrix have been invaluable for me. And I too was a traditional model. And now I'm more of the wellness model, and my patients appreciate that, and I'm getting people off of prescriptions. I can say that 90% of my education started with nutraMetrix, and learning from the trainers and the professional people that they put in front of us, and they help us to learn. And then through what I've learned in nutraMetrix, I can go out and look for other education. But whether it be online, the trainings, the nutraMetrix 101, 201s, general product trainings, we have all the knowledge. Even now our YouTube videos, we can just go on. We have access to the professionals. And that's what I love, is the support we can get even online. If I have a problem patient and I can't figure out where I'm going, I can pick up the phone or send an email to any one of my colleagues, whether it be in psychotherapy or whatever specialty they're in. Even talk to Dr. D and say, I've done the gene snip, I can see this and this, but now I'm at a loss. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? And I can give her the blood work, and I can always get that support. And that to me has been invaluable. And I'm able to tell my patients, look, I might not know the answer to this, but I know where to get it, and I can get back to them with that. So the training in Greensboro, that's Herndon, Virginia, March 29th, 30th, and 31st. It's the convention is on the 31st, right? 2 days of training prior, from health professional training as well as nutraMetrix consultant training. And one of the things I love about the trainings through the health professional trainings, we do get CEUs as nurses. Continuing education, that will actually count because of the trainings. We're going to have a wide variety of speakers. I'm one of them, Julie's one of them. We're going to be speaking to you on many topics during convention. We're going to come together, bring the nutraMetrix consultants and the practitioners, because we know what we're looking for in a consultant, how to approach us, what we want to hear, what you can do to support our practices. So all of that, we need to work together. And anything else you want me to talk about the convention?
I just wanted to say that for all of our patients and for everybody, the most important, there is no magic pill of wellness, health or wellness. There's no magic pill. The most important days are the 364 days between your annual visits with your health provider. Coming once a year, we can't fix you there. It's those 364 days. What I honestly feel nutraMetrix has given me as a health provider is the tools and education to give to my patients so they can be successful those 364 days between the times that they come and see me. And that's what's been very powerful, I think, for all of us. We have the tools for our patients to have a healthier lifestyle in those days between us.
I just want to thank our nurse practitioners. I want to hope that I inspire you to approach some nurse practitioners in your areas. and I hope that you do pick up some more information so you can hear more from Julie and Tina at our annual convention. Dr. Mason takes the stage in about 10 minutes, so I want to give you guys enough time to be able to go down and support her. But give our nurse practitioners a round of applause. And thank you